Good morning. I just thought I'd come on and show you my tree. It's a Thomas Kincaid tree. I think we got it from the Bradford Mint or Bradford Exchange, whatever you call it. It just pops up. There's nothing to it. We've had it a long time, so it's been worth what we paid for it. When I say we, I'm talking about my mom and I. And that's just what I decided to put up this year instead of putting up the other tree that I have. And you'll see there's a bunch of boxes around it. Some of them's Dave's presents that I haven't wrapped. And some of them are my presents from myself. All right. I'll be back to talk more in a few moments. Hello, I'm back. I hope you liked my tree. I know it's not much, but my mom loved that tree, and I love it, and it's simple and easy, and that's why I put it up. I mean, you know I have decorations all over the house anyway. I keep them up year-round. And I received a couple of packages yesterday from my friends, Sylvia and Lou. And, of course, you always see them in the comments. But I appreciate what they sent me, and I will show it to you in a video when I'm back in the dining room. But I can't thank them enough. And let's see, what else can we talk about before we get on to Tim? Oh, I brought the mic today because I've noticed there's something going on with my phone and that mount, and I'm gonna have to find my mount that I bought that I paid more for, the one like Timmy's, because the microphone connection won't fit on here. But I did test it out and it worked fine today. Now this is not the DJI. This is a less expensive one than I had. When I opened up the DJI, I thought, I'm going to have to sit down and figure this thing out. And I know I can figure it out. If Tim figured it out, I can figure it out. It just might take me a little while. You know, I'm one of those that don't like to read the instructions, but I guess I'll have to. And I do have the camera, but the camera is kind of a Christmas present to myself, so I'm not going to open it until Christmas. Well, I say that, but I might decide to open it up quicker. Because if we go to a a Christmas decoration place, path, whatever, next weekend, then I want to have the vlogging camera. Oh, somebody lost the trash. Okay, I want to appreciate all the comments I got, and I want to appreciate Patricia, who has been talking about the villages. She lives inside the villages, and, you know, she knows what she's talking about. And a lot of the stuff, like I said, I knew, just like I said yesterday, I didn't believe he was in the villages, but I'm not going to dox anybody. I mean, I'm not in the business to dox anyone. As I've said before, I don't want nobody doxing me, and I'm not doxing them. But once he lets it be told, then yes, I'll talk about it. You know, once he, says he has no problem with that, then, and I mean, he's talking about it, so I assume there's no problem with talking about it. I don't know anything about Stonecrest other than I've looked at a few houses inside there. They're fine. They're nice homes. I mean, they're average. I mean, for the area, when you're looking at a home in a retirement community, they're average. Is it the villages? No. There's probably pros and cons of it not being in the villages. You know, but I mean, for Tim to go on like this is the most beautiful house in the world, and, you know, just constantly, I mean, that's why that video that I shared today from the reaction person, that's one of the reasons why people don't like Tim. Is because everything's always the best, and he presents it in a way that he's looking down on others if they don't have something exactly like that. Now, maybe I'm taking it all wrong, but that's the way I see it. Just like he looks down on people who choose not to retire at 62. Whoever decides to work up until whenever, we may have millions in the bank. I don't, but I'm just saying as an example. We may have millions in the bank. But we choose not to do it. And there's nothing wrong with choosing not to do it. Maybe we don't want to travel the country in an RV. I'm sure some of us do. I wouldn't mind doing it for a summer or for just a few months. But for the rest of my life, no, I don't want to do it the rest of my life. I'm trying to decide, do I want coffee or not? I guess I do. So, I mean, there's not a line yet, so I'm going to get me some coffee at Taya's. Anyway, I'm on my way to get Dave, and I got off on the rant. There are so many better channels out there on the Villages. If his viewers are not intelligent enough, now look at this guy. Try to pull in front of me. I showed him. If these people that watch him are not smart enough to do a search on the Villages on YouTube, then they deserved him. That's all I'm going to say about that. I mean, there is much better channels out there. Lord. I mean, I just can't with him. I just can't. I had a comment I was going to read, and I don't know what I've done with it. I don't know. I've got so much going on, I feel like, even though it's probably not as much as I had going on last year, although last year I wasn't going anywhere. I was staying at home, so I didn't have to get stuff together. But I'm trying to be better about this channel, and then I just end up being, I don't know. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, there's so many. I mean, I listed some in my last video. I'll list some more. I'll try to put them on the screen if I can remember to do it. Of much more channel. So many good channels out there. And don't just watch one video. If you want to know about the Villages, if you don't, then don't worry about it. But if you want to know about the Villages and you want to get a true representation of it, watch several videos. Watch the ones that list their expenses and budget. It's a good way to know what to expect. You know, the amenity fee is different from a HOA. Yes, if you want to just say it's different, if you want to say it's the same, go ahead and say it's the same, but it's not. And I will say this, I have looked at mobile home parks in Florida, and some of the mobile home parks have HOA fees of over $500 a month. But the amenity fee, or HOA fee, at the Villages right now is $195, or around that. Now, I don't know if you have to pay, there's things called bonds and assessment fees, and we've been all through that before. Patricia explains it in a comment on my last video of what the bond represents. So I'm not going to go into the definition. Probably here in North Carolina, I don't know of any neighborhoods that have bonds. Now, they're building a 55 plus neighborhood outside of Raleigh that Disney owns, so I don't know if that will probably have a bond. Usually, I think these things are built into the price of the house. But for whatever reason, the Villages.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
The Villages does it different. I don't know why. It's not up to me to decide why. I just know it's different. Second of all, or whatever I said, third of all, you're not buying the house in the Villages. You're buying the lifestyle. Yes, you have a house and a roof over your head, and it's, you think you're buying a house, and you are, but technically, when you really get down to it, you're buying the lifestyle. So if you don't want to participate in all the activities, and I'm not counting just golf and pickleball or softball or anything else like that, I'm talking about the music, they have plays, they have a club for any kind of club you would want. You don't need, there's no reason to move there, is the way I look at it. If you don't want to meet other people your age, and I could get into it where there are people that live there that are under 55. I actually watch a woman that does a fashion channel that is under 55, but her husband is over 55. They're snowbirds. Anyway. Also, if you rent, the owners, because they are supposedly investors that go in there and buy up houses, and they will rent to people under 55. Skip this morning told on the news about a woman 43 that got arrested. You know, I mean, there's people that live there. I think there's children that come in and live there with their parents. I think they're only supposed to be there a month, but they end up living there forever for whatever reason. So when Tim says, oh, it's 55, there's ways to get around that. Then I saw where some people wanted to report him. The villages don't care that you're making videos in there. They probably welcome him because it just gets the word out even more. Now, if somebody that was there and went and complained about him being, you know, aggressive or overly aggressive with that might be a different thing. But honestly, I don't see Tim being that way. I do think that Tim does have a little bit of manners, but then again, he don't. And one more thing, and then I'm going to close out this video, and there's a reason I'm saying this at the end, is that some people are saying that, and this is just allegedly, that Bev and JJ are SWINGERS, and I'm spelling it for a reason, and that's why Tim has hooked up with him. I don't know that. I don't want to know, but it's out there. It's out there that Tim has been that way all his life. I don't know that. Now, if you watch that video that I shared this morning from the younger man that is talking about it, I mean, he plainly says that he could see someone thinking Tim is a GILF. And you know, the saying, you know, MILF, Mom, I'd like to, you fill in the blank. Then you have GILF, Grandpa, I'd like to. So, and he's of the same persuasion. We sometimes joke about Tim. And we joke about it. We don't mean anything by it. I don't have any issue with anybody. Live your life. I'm not judging you for your life. I'm just saying that it's out there. The way he presents himself, you can't help but suspect it. All right, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.